Welcome, welcome, welcome. I love when an event feels like a family reunion, right? So welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Tahirih Charles, and I am truly, truly honored to serve as the chair of the board of directors for the Tahirih Justice Center and your charming hostess for this luncheon. I think it's charming. Today we are celebrating an incredible milestone. Tahirih's 15 years of impact here in Houston, which is why this feels like a family reunion. For over 15 years, Tahirih has been a proud supporter of the Houston community and has walked alongside immigrant women, girls, and all survivors of gender-based violence, providing high-quality legal and social services. I am truly always struck by the obstacles survivors face on their journey to justice and how the amazing lawyers, social workers, and other staff of Tahirih work so incredibly hard to help them overcome those obstacles. But none of this will be possible without each and every one of you, the supporters who make this journey to justice possible. Now, if you're here today as someone's guest, maybe you're just learning about Tahirih for the first time in real time. Well, I was exactly where you were sitting just a few years ago. I was actually introduced to Tahirih as a guest of a supporter. Well, what I learned about this amazing organization during that event truly inspired me to find a way that I could support Tahirih in any way possible. And I dove in head first. Now, it's been a journey, and it truly has been one of the most personally and professionally enriching experiences of my life. And I don't say that, I can be a little hyperbolic, but I don't say that in a hyperbolic way. I tell folks all the time that when I sit around the board table with our colleagues and we sit with Tahirih staff, I truly feel like I'm a part of something really special. So it truly is an honor. So if you feel equally as inspired, I'm not saying that you need to become chair of the board. However, we're going to find lots of ways for you to support and to help out with this incredible mission. I'm very excited about the program that we have in store for you today. After some remarks from Tahirih's leadership, we'll take a short break. Then we will take a moment to recognize some of you, our partners and volunteers who have gone above and beyond the call of duty. Then we will have truly a special opportunity to hear from survivors of violence, the beating heart of what we do and why we do it at Tahirih. We'll hear about their journey to healing, self-empowerment, and advocacy. But first, I'm sure you can imagine that an organization like Tahirih that provides these amazing, free legal and social services, we need supporters in the community in Houston. It depends on supporters like you and donations from people like you to help us thrive. If you've already given to Tahirih this year and to help support the mission, let me personally say thank you. Thank you, thank you, and thank you. And if you haven't made a personal gift just yet, you're in luck. You're in luck, because we made it really, really easy. On your table, you have a QR code, so you can use your phone, scan that QR code, and make a donation right here, right now, during dessert, during lunch, during tea. Or let a staff member know from Tahirih that you'd like to help. So at this time, I'd like for the Tahirih staff that's here to please raise your hand. Amanda, Mary Kerman, wonderful. So you guys beat me to the punch. I was gonna say they can help you, but while they were raising their hands and being recognized, I want to say on behalf of the board, I want to thank the talented staff of the Tahirih Justice Center for everything that you do every single day with and alongside immigrant women and girls and other survivors of gender-based violence. Your commitment to justice, expert advocacy, and dedication to a vision for a world where we can all live in safety make Tahirih truly a special place, and it's truly an honor and a privilege to work alongside you. The work that the staff at Tahirih does is incredibly difficult. And the level and the quality of the service that they provide to survivors is truly worthy of your support, and why I have been a part of the organization for so long. So now it's truly my pleasure to introduce to you to a really special person, the CEO of Tahirih, Archie Piatti. So this special person has a very long history of supporting immigrant survivors of violence and people from around the world who bravely are fighting for a chance to live in safety. Archie is an inspiration to me on a daily basis. We hold hands on this journey together, and we tell each other all the time, like, I'm in it, you're in it. So we do this back and forth. But a lot of you know Archie, so you know that her dedicating her commitment to this organization is truly something special. And as a board and as the chair, I know that we were truly honored and privileged that she decided to step into the role of CEO 3 years ago now. So I'm gonna turn over to Archie. I'm gonna sit my butt down and let you guys get to the rest of the program. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your support, and you're in for a real treat. Archie, over to you.
Thank you so much, Tara. Your leadership, dedication, and volunteerism are truly inspiring. Good afternoon, everyone. What an exciting day. Thank you for joining us to celebrate Tahirih's 15 years of incredible impact right here in Houston. In 2009, Tahirih opened its doors in this wonderfully diverse and vibrant city because our leadership saw a need. Houston had become a home to thousands of immigrants who contribute to its thriving economy and exceptional standard of living. But for some, women, girls, and others experiencing violence, it has also been a difficult place to break free and to get to safety. For immigrant survivors in particular, even those who merit protection under the law, these difficulties can become vulnerabilities to labor exploitation, human trafficking, and sexual violence. And that's where Tahirih has come in. Our team of specialized legal and social services advocates offer timely information, the key to a survivor being able to make choices for her own future. Safety planning is an urgent need that we can meet, helping survivors to plot a path out of danger. Attorneys trained in trauma-informed interviewing ensure we understand the abuse a survivor has endured and whether they qualify for immigration status under the law. Our ability to take a case can result in them being on a legal path to citizenship, something that can only make our democracy stronger. But that ability is limited by the funding we can secure from government sources, foundations, and individuals like you. As urgent as this work is, it's exceptionally hard to fund. In fact, a study found that in 2020, causes related to women and girls received only 1.8% of all charitable giving in the United States, despite the fact that 1 in 3 women experience intimate partner violence, with the rates even higher among immigrants. And now, right now, Tahirih is facing a particular need for your support. Just a few weeks ago, we learned that Tahirih Houston lost a significant grant that funded key elements of our legal and social services. Under this grant, one of our attorneys supports a client we'll call Sarah on her pathway to citizenship. Sarah has 2 children that she raises alone, one of whom has Down syndrome. Sarah is undergoing chemotherapy for breast cancer and receives treatment for HIV, a disease she contracted from the husband she was forced to marry when she was just 13 years old. There are very few other providers in Houston who would be able to help Sarah and do so with a deep understanding of the way her trauma impacts her current needs and how this in turn impacts her children. We need your help so that we can continue to provide support to people like Sarah and thousands of other Houstonians. When survivors are safe, our communities and businesses are stronger because survivors are mothers, workers, parishioners, and friends and sisters, the backbone of this community, and they're advocates. For example, they stand up to end child marriage in the United States. Believe it or not, child marriage is happening right here in our own backyards. Tahirih has worked closely with survivors to put a stop to the practice of child marriage in 13 states and to limit it in 20 more, including in Texas. They mobilized to secure local policy changes like the ones you'll hear about soon from the participants in Tahirih's kitchen table conversations. But we have so much more work to do to make sure that survivors can access their legal rights, protect themselves and their children, and participate fully in their communities. Federal laws are a part of that, as the late Sheila Jackson Lee knew well. She was a remarkable champion for the rights of women and girls and partnered closely with me and others at Tahirih to ensure that the Federal Violence Against Women Act, which we're celebrating 30 years of tomorrow, would be meaningful to Houstonian survivors of violence and their families. I hope you'll help Tahirih continue to build on the legacy of the champions, the leaders, and the survivors who helped us make the last 15 years impactful here in Houston. We value our partnership with you, and we welcome your support. After a brief break to allow the servers who are helping us here today to transition your plates, we'll hear from my colleague, Mari Carmen Garza, Tahirih's Director of Strategic Partnerships and Community Engagement, to help us recognize some of the individuals, organizations, and law firms that went above and beyond in showing their allyship with Tahirih this past year. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll talk to you again later.
Hello, everyone. I know everybody's enjoying their meal, but I'm going to go ahead and get us started with the next part of our program. My name is Mari Carmen Garza, and I am Tahirih's Director of Strategic Partnerships and Community Engagement. And I'm thrilled to be here to highlight just a few of the incredible partners who share their knowledge and experience so that we can meet our clients' needs and make Houston stronger. First, let's recognize a few of the law firms that have worked closely with our teams here in Houston to serve survivors of violence. The dedication of incredible law firms enables us to stretch every dollar to create $6 of impact. We honor Winston & Strawn, which represented a survivor who fled Nigeria and sought asylum in the U.S. after her partner was murdered on account of her sexual orientation. The Winston & Strawn team, supported by Tahirih Houston, prepared for the asylum interview, doing so with only 2 weeks' notice after the case had been pending since 2015. When the case was referred to court, the survivor's pro bono attorneys agreed to continue representing her. We honor Christy Carden from King & Spalding Houston. She was nominated for her work with a mother of 3 who fled her country after being violently attacked for protecting her young daughters from forced female genital mutilation. The case had been pending since 2015 before the client was finally scheduled for an asylum interview on very short notice. She was granted asylum just a few months ago, a wonderful outcome after such a long journey. A team of pro bono attorneys from Baker Botts, Brandon Shen, Steve Mall, and Michael Zilliman, successfully represented a Nigerian client seeking asylum in 2023 to prevent the forced genital mutilation and forced marriage of her daughter. The client and her family members were granted asylum in Houston this past December. I am also wanting to recognize some of our community partners who accompany and collaborate with us to make Houston a safer place. Worry Juntos has been an exceptional partner to Tahirih's Houston office, working passionately to empower Asian immigrant communities across Texas. Their commitment to language justice and their proactive involvement in addressing the challenges posed by new anti-immigrant laws in Texas have made a significant impact. DEA has been a vital partner to Tahirih's forced marriage initiative from the very beginning and have been an essential partner in our campaign to raise the minimum age of marriage in Texas. DEA's collaboration with Tahirih and Boat People SOS help us to address anti-AAPI hate through the Asian American Foundation's Houston City partners. And finally, I want to highlight the Texas Council on Family Violence, TCFV. In their face of new legislation here in Texas, TCFV has worked closely with Tahirih's Houston office to make sure that survivors can access the life-changing services of domestic violence programs and that they're not turned away due to their immigration status. We are so grateful to all these honorees for making it possible for us to provide the highest quality, trauma-informed services to the most survivors possible. If you are honoree, will you please stand so that we can recognize you? Thank you. I also want to take this time to thank Tahirih's Houston Advisory Council, a small group of dedicated supporters who volunteer their time to support and guide this organization as we carry out our mission and pursue a world without violence. A few of them are here with us today. Will you please stand so that we can acknowledge your contributions? Our host committee pulled together sponsorships and donations, including raffle items, to make this successful event. Could you please stand if you're in the host committee? And we thank Harris County Commissioner Rodney Ellis for issuing a resolution in support of our work. We are so grateful to partner with Harris County and with Commissioner Ellis and his staff to serve immigrant survivors here in our community. Finally, we want to recognize the generous sponsors that made this afternoon possible, whose names you saw earlier on the screens. Thank you to the Ballroom at Bayou Place for hosting us, and Kirksey Gregg for the beautiful decor. I'd especially like to recognize our two presenting sponsors, Ann and Albert Chow, and Diana Strassman and Jeff Smithnick. Thank you for your generosity and support. It is my pleasure now to introduce Catarina Deschert, Houston Policy Advocacy Manager, and Alondra Andrade, our Senior Community Engagement Coordinator. In a moment, you will hear more about Kitchen Table Conversations, or Mesa Redonda, an innovative curriculum-based program designed to build community and encourage collective action among immigrant survivors of gender-based violence. The impact of this group is widely recognized in the Houston community. In fact, Alondra was recently honored by the Texas Association Against Sexual Assault with the Samantha Dean Rising Award for her work with Mesa Redonda. I am excited for you all to learn more about this program. Please welcome Catarina, Alondra, and members of the Kitchen Table Conversations program.
Thank you, Mari Carmen. I am Katarina, Houston's Policy and Advocacy Manager. At Tahirih, we believe that immigrant survivors of violence must not only be at the center of our work to end gender-based violence, but must be at the table whenever decisions are made. And yet, so often, directly impacted survivors are excluded from the conversations, policymaking, and institutional efforts that seek to create the world we want to see. We are working to change that. My colleague, Alondra, facilitates monthly kitchen table conversations with immigrant survivors of violence. Together, we are working to address the barriers to safety here in Houston and with partners across Texas. The first cohort began in late 2020 during the height of the pandemic and has been meeting monthly to tackle issues of community safety, civic engagement, leadership development, and healing. I'm excited to introduce a few of our members here on stage who do this work with us. Maria Hernandez and Maria Rangel are joining us now for a kitchen table conversation about what that work has achieved during these past 3 years. Like our monthly conversations, we'll be having this conversation in Spanish. And I invite those of you who don't speak Spanish to follow along with the subtitles on the screen behind us. María Hernández y María Rangel, gracias por estar aquí con nosotros hoy. Ustedes se unieron con el grupo de Mesa Redonda en diferentes momentos y han tomado diferentes caminos que les han traído aquí. Pensábamos empezar con la pregunta, ¿cómo crea seguridad la Mesa Redonda para ti?
Muchas gracias, Catarina. Bueno, para mí la seguridad es tener la libertad de expresión, caminar libre y en mi propia identidad. El derecho de ser y estar sin discriminación por mi color o mi perfil racial. Que mi persona tiene valor y merece ser aceptada y respetada. Que mi estatus migratorio no me define ni mi idioma tampoco. Esta seguridad de alguna manera la he sentido en la mesa redonda porque hemos creado amistad, la convivencia y todo lo que hemos compartido y aprendido juntas. En la información que hemos recibido, en la abogacía, ¿verdad? Y lo más importante, el que podemos encontrar nuestra voz y la de nuestra comunidad.
Gracias por compartir, María Hernández. María Rangel, tú te uniste con nosotras más tarde. ¿Cómo crea seguridad la Mesa Redonda para ti?
Gracias, Catarina. Voy a compartir una pequeña historia de mi vida. Hace tiempo pasé una situación que me sentí discriminada, intimidada y muy vulnerable. Todavía siento así recordarlo. Como inmigrante tengo la necesidad de trabajar y de manejar. Fui parada por un policía cuando llevaba a mi hijo que tiene parálisis cerebral a sus terapias. Cuando él me pidió mi identificación, le mostré mi matrícula consular y me dijo que era falsa, cuando yo sabía que no era falsa, la había sacado de mi consulado. Me dijo que no me la podía aceptar y que podía llevarme arrestada porque el manejar con una identificación falsa era un delito. Me sentí con mucho miedo y por muchos años fue así. Estuve viviendo con mucho miedo de volver a ser parada por un policía y discriminada. Pues me dijo que era un delito y podía llevarme arrestada por eso. Me dio un ticket. Cuando fui a corte, el juez también me dijo que uno de mis cargos era el manejar o el traer una identificación falsa. Me dio mucho miedo nuevamente, pero no era falsa, la había sacado de mi consulado. Y por años viví con ese miedo. Pero ahora, gracias a Mesa Redonda, a ustedes, me di cuenta, me enteré de la tarjeta mejorada y el saber que el alguacil ahora va a aceptarla como una identificación válida me hace sentir segura y protegida. Gracias, Mesa Redonda.
Gracias, María Rangel, por compartir tu historia y también por ser parte de nuestro grupo. Cuando empecé la Mesa Redonda, una de las primeras preguntas que les hice fue ¿qué les hace sentir vulnerables como inmigrantes sobrevivientes de violencia de género? Y un tema principal que salió de esas conversaciones fue el acceso a un ID. Inmigrantes sobrevivientes están atrapadas entre el sexismo y el racismo. Y cuando buscan recursos o cuando se encuentran con oficiales o cualquier otro momento donde se requiere una identificación y ustedes muestran su matrícula o su pasaporte de su país de origen, eso las puede marcar automáticamente como inmigrantes. Y eso puede abrir las puertas a discriminación o también deportación. Por eso empezamos nuestros esfuerzos de apoyar a la tarjeta mejorada de la Biblioteca del Condado de Harris. Una identificación con foto completamente verificada, disponible a todos los residentes del Condado de Harris, sin importar estatus migratorio. Esta iniciativa fue posible por la comunidad, fue posible por la Corte de Comisionados que la aprobaron y Mesa Redonda con otros, abogamos para que la tarjeta mejorada fuera aceptada por instituciones locales y tuvimos éxito con esa abogacía, empezando con Harris Health, nuestro sistema de salud público aquí en el condado de Harris, y también varios otros hospitales y organizaciones, y últimamente, como mencionaste, María, con la oficina del alguacil del condado de Harris. Varios de nuestros miembros han compartido cómo este logro les ha dado una sensación de sanación. María Hernández, tú nos trajiste el tema y el concepto de sanación como parte central del liderazgo como sobreviviente. ¿Puedes compartir qué rol juega la sanación para ti en la mesa redonda?
Muchas gracias, Alondra. Pues bueno, como sobreviviente de violencia doméstica, ¿verdad? Una de las frases que aprendí es de que todo empieza y termina con uno mismo. Esto es algo que en la mesa redonda repetía constantemente. Aprendí que trabajar con uno mismo es la base para la sanación. Aprendí que para sanar hay que transmutar y transformar el dolor y las heridas, que es mi entera responsabilidad el de llenar mi vaso para poder dar y recibir, que es importante que ese vaso sea claro y transparente para poder ver más allá de la razón y la intención. Y cuando compartimos, ¿verdad?, nuestras historias en la mesa redonda, algún pedacito de esta historia, ¿verdad?, se relaciona con algunas y nos identificamos y conectamos. Ahí es donde empieza la parte de la sanación colectiva, ¿verdad? Empezamos a identificar ciertas emociones como la empatía, la comprensión, la valentía y lo más importante, el amor propio. Realzamos la importancia de seguir en la lucha por convertir el dolor, la frustración, la impotencia. El ver que la violencia de género no termina. Cada una de nosotras hemos experimentado la violencia de diferentes maneras, en diferentes etapas y situaciones, formas y muchos diferentes colores. Pero en la mesa redonda, ¿verdad?, esa es una de las cosas que creo que me ha ayudado bastante, que seguimos trabajando juntas en esta sanación individual y colectiva.
Muchas gracias, María, por tu sabiduría y todo lo que aportas al grupo. Te apreciamos muchísimo. Antes de terminar, quisiera hacerles una preguntita más a las dos y me gustaría escuchar de las dos, por favor. ¿Qué es una cosa que tú quieres que la audiencia sepa sobre el trabajo que hacemos juntas en Mesa Redonda? Y empezamos contigo, María.
Disculpas por la emoción. Primero que nada, infinito agradecimiento a todos los aquí presentes, a la audiencia, por asistir en este momento, ¿verdad?, por estar presentes y por su valioso tiempo dedicado a nosotros y su aportación, ¿verdad?, muy importante para que Tahirih Center y Mesa Redonda siga creciendo. Gracias a nuestras compañeras que se hicieron presentes de Mesa Redonda, ¿verdad?, y de que gracias a que estas somos el resultado y que somos el resultado del maravilloso y arduo trabajo de Tahirih Center y Mesa Redonda y todo su equipo. Muchas gracias.
Gracias, María Hernández, por compartir. María Rangel, te lo paso a ti.
Gracias, Alondra. Quiero dar gracias al grupo de Mesa Redonda que están aquí con su asistencia con nosotras. Como grupo estamos en confianza, nos apoyamos y sanamos y crecemos juntas. Gracias a la audiencia, gracias por su apoyo a Tahirih, ya que con su apoyo a Tahirih apoyan al grupo de Mesa Redonda. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias, María Rangel, por compartir. Terminamos con este tema entonces. Gracias a las dos por estar aquí con nosotros y por compartir sus historias y sus experiencias. Las apreciamos y las queremos mucho. Okay, now to y'all. I also want to thank everyone who has supported Tahirih in Houston over the last 15 years. Y'all make this work possible, and we appreciate you all so, so much. It's been an honor for us to be able to be a part of these women's journeys. When they first got to this group, a lot of them were shy, really timid, and as time went on, every month they got a little bit more loud, and they found that advocate within them, and I'm just really, really proud of them. I'm overjoyed to see how much they've grown into the powerful advocates that they are today. It also makes me reflect on the role that community can play in healing, that when we heal as individuals, and when we find community with each other, we can then in turn our attention outward and help our communities be better. And ustedes nos han demostrado que la sanación es un agente poderosa para el cambio y la resistencia. Y Houston es una ciudad más segura y una comunidad mucho mejor por el trabajo de todas. Muchas gracias a las dos. Alrighty, and now it is my pleasure to introduce Aisha Abdullahi, Tahirih board member and 2024 recipient of the Daily Points of Light Award for her leadership and service to Tahirih and her ongoing fight to end gender-based violence in the U.S. and around the world.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Houston. My name is Aisha Abdullahi, and I'm board member at Tahirih Justice Center. Before I make my remarks, I want to say how moving and inspiring this group of survivors who are working together to make tomorrow brighter for themselves, their families, other survivors like them, and everyone who lives in Houston. Can you please get another round of applause for them? Thank you. The work that the Mesa Rwanda group is doing is so critical to our vision for change at Tahirih. You see, we believe that change starts with each of us. Every person who makes the difficult choice to ask for help as they take steps towards safety and healing is an agent of change. By starting on the long road to break away from violence, a survivor is saying enough is enough. They are acknowledging that their lives, dignity, and freedom are important. Their fight may inspire their children to choose a different future, and it may inspire a friend also to call for help. It may move someone to get involved. I know this very well. I know this because a long time ago, I was also Tahirih client. I came to US because I have suffered violence in my home country, and I have to get away from my life. I believe I had no choice. And I'm telling you, yes, I did not have any choice. It was the only choice I had. I believe that I have no choice but to come to America. When I got here, I expected to feel safe. Instead, I encountered mistreatment again and again and again. But then I found Tahirih Justice Center. I remember my first meeting with my lawyer, being asked if I wanted something to drink. Anyway, I'm sorry, everyone. It was the first time I had been treated like a person with a value. It was the first time I felt respected, and even serving a glass of water to me means so much to me. Because my journey was difficult, it meant that a lot to me to continue advocating and end gender-based violence for all of us. I choose to advocate with Tahirih Justice Center because the mission and value of the organization. Tahirih values are inspired by Baha'i. Tahirih values are inspired by Baha'i principles. They led the organization to value the oneness of humanity, recognizing that we are people who deserve safety. I deserve safety. as do the other survivors we heard from tonight or this evening, and everyone else, including all of you here, deserve safety. We were all born, no matter what the skin we're all born in. We reject all form of oppression and strive to change the law and system that benefit only the powerful and the privileged and harm too many others. We believe that pursuing justice for all means listening to individuals to hear that what they need as they are experts of their own journeys. And we are no partisan, regardless of who is elected in the office, in the given office. We know that immigrant survivors will need support today, tomorrow, and the next day until the system are changed to be fair and just for all. And they need our support too. And as board member, it's my job to make sure that Tahirih Justice Center stays true to its value, is financially healthy, and is fulfilling its mission to make real impact on our communities. I am proud to serve along the board, Tara, and others who are in the room today. If you are a Tahirih Justice Center member, please stand up. Thank you all very much for being here. Please don't forget to make donation. Please don't forget to make donation. Share what you have learned with a friend and sign up for our social media and email updates. We are all walking this journey to justice together. Board, staff, survivors, and supporters. I am so proud to work alongside with you. Now to close out, Tara, can you please come back? Thank you so much, Houston, and this is for all of you in this room. I bring this because it's so important to tell you guys. I am so grateful for all of you that are here. Without all of you here, I won't be standing here. So thank you, Houston.
Okay, so I'm slightly mortified. I didn't know you guys could read what I was supposed to be saying versus what I was actually saying. So I'm a recovering lawyer, so I'm gonna get graded poorly if you guys are following the actual script. Like right now, I'm saying none of that. But you guys get a flavor for why I am, again, that's not up here, but I have to say it. So I'm sorry, teleprompter guy. Or gal, this is why I serve in the capacity on the board. This is why a lot of us have come here to celebrate 15 years of impact here in Houston. The stories that you're hearing and the survivors and the courage to speak on their journeys is what Tahirih is about, and a mission that I and all of us on the board and on staff believe is worthy of your support. So let me finish what's on the script, so Archie won't be mad at me. But thank you so much for the participants on the kitchen table conversations, my fellow board member Aisha, and the staff of Tahirih for not only everything that you do each and every day, but also for inspiring us. So how can we keep up this incredible work? I think you might have an opinion or a thought after today. As Archie mentioned earlier, we continue to need your support. Now more than ever, the critical work and to not only day-to-day critical work that Tahirih does, but to also combat the policies and messages, the harmful messages that immigrants in our country that we're hearing overall. Even while there is so much going on in the world that's beyond our control, there are some things that we can control. And this is what I truly feel strongly about in this moment when everything feels, again, that's not on the script, I'm sorry, teleprompter guy. When everything feels like it's out of our control, there are some things that we can control. So we can control how we use our voices and our resources to create the change that matters to us. We can continue to come together like we're doing here today and strive to make the world safer for us all and to make the United States a place where immigrants can live safely and with dignity. We can use our voice and speak out against the attacks on asylum and the people seeking asylum. and we can make sure that we participate in our democracy so that immigrants can access what they need and deserve when they arrive. As you've heard today, survivors endure arduous journeys before they even reach the United States, and they encounter so many more challenges once they're here. I know that I want to offer some relief to them and to give a helping hand whatever I can. How about all of you? And it says pause for applause and agreement. So you guys are supposed to. I mean, that was coercion, but we do agree though, right? I mean, we do agree that there is something that we can do in order to offer some relief. So if you are committed to ensuring that all survivors of gender-based violence have access to justice and strengthening our communities, please give to Tahirih today. You've got those handy QR codes on your table. What you give really does make a difference in survivors' lives, and I hope you've seen that today. I'm excited to build on this strong community of support with you so that Tahirih can continue to accompany survivors on their journey to justice, specifically here in Houston. It's been an honor to be your hostess today, charming as I may have been. And I hope you enjoyed this lunch as much as I have. I really have felt welcome here today. It's really been great to be a part of the Houston community for this lunch. You guys have something really special here. And so thank you so much for what you're doing and what you will continue to do and answering our call for continued support. Thank you again for being part of Team Tahirih. Enjoy the rest of your day.